Howdy ho, my peeps. I'm uh I'm looking like I just rolled out of bed because I just rolled out of bed. Um it's what time is it? Oh, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I've been asleep since about 11 o'clock last night. Well, not asleep. I mean, I wake up and I go back to sleep. I've been doing this. I've missed a couple of chat calls from my best buddies out there on YouTube, and I just can't seem to stay awake long enough to like re-engage. It's horrible. So chat buddies, you know who you are. Um, Message me or something when, and we'll figure out how to get it back together. Why am I so tired? Well, yesterday I drove to Lancaster, California with my eldest son because he needed to pick up oh, I'm sounding so nasally. Um, this is an aside. I'll go back to that in a second, but it's overcast here. It's been overcast and coolish all day long, which is really strange for the end of May in Central California. I mean, it's a desert, for God's sake. I don't understand this weather. Anyhow, it rained a little bit this morning, which was interesting. And normally I'm like real excited for the rain, but I have nearly 5 acres that needs to be weed eated, and the dang weeds won't dry up. They'll get a little bit of water, and so I've got these monstrous, huge green weeds sitting around that are. I mean, this isn't like grass. They're like little trees, bushes. I mean, they've got big, thick, you know, um, tenacious stems. So getting through them with a regular string trimmer is tough. Anyway, so I think must be something in the air, and it's got me sounding nasally and got my eyes swollen. Um, at least, at least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. So anyhow, drive down to Lancaster from here, which is about a 3-hour drive, and instead of going up the Grapevine, which is how you normally get to LA, and then cutting over, we went through the desert because Lancaster's a little town way east of Los Angeles, out in the desert, kind of on the way to kind of sort of on the way to Vegas in a way, but I don't think it's on the main drag to Vegas. Anyhow, you have to drive through the Mojave Desert to get there. You drive through some interesting little town called Tehachapi, that is like a little hippie oasis sitting in the desert. It is the neatest little town. They have it's not a very old town. I mean, the architecture is probably from the 1950s, but it has it has like this enclave of artists and kind of, musicians and sort of hippie weirdos that live in this town, and everyone is very friendly. It's a neat place. So anyhow, you drive through there or past there, then you have to go through the town of Mojave, which it looks like it should be on Route 66 from the olden days. They has a lot of that 50s sort of astro architecture. It's 3/4 of the town is boarded up. It's really interesting. Obviously, I didn't take pictures or video. If I had, I would show you here. But my both of my children are kind of camera shy, so I keep the camera put away when we go places. Anyhow, and then we get to Lancaster, which is a regular town with big box stores and everything. Anyhow, so we chose to go there instead of going down into LA County to a recorder's office there for a couple of reasons. One, we knew it would be really crowded. It would be hard to find parking probably, and of course the traffic is just ridiculous down there. So instead, we cut across. We drove down to Bakersfield and cut across into the desert, and neither one of us had ever taken that entire route all the way to Lancaster. So it was kind of neat. Anyhow, so we get to the recorder's office, and it's this tiny little building in a like a office development, and I'm thinking, oh no, this is going to be crazy. But we parked right in front, walked right through the glass doors, and there were maybe 3 other people in there, and there were 4 open, stations and no waiting. So we walked right up to a station. We'd already um, registered online, so all this information was waiting. And all he did is just handed over his receipt. She looked it up, said, "Okay, that'll be $28." He paid her. She did a little bit more on her computer, and about a minute later, she handed him his birth certificate. It was that fast. I think we were in and out of there in less than 5 minutes. It was astounding. So anyhow, there we are, kind of dazed. We thought we were going to have to be there for 3 hours or something. We're standing there with the birth certificate, and it's like, well, now what? So we thought, well, you know what? Let's go do some shopping. So we found out where the local 99-cent store was, which is coming up here in a minute. And we went and did some shopping, and it was really fun. Here's another aside. My oldest son, well, both of my children they broke the mold with these men. I mean, they're just not like anybody else I've ever met, either one of them. But my oldest is he's extremely smart, and he's got theories about everything, and he's got systems for how he does everything. So when we're together, he he's he's just fun. You would have to be with him to understand, but he's just so much fun. I don't think we stopped talking the entire time we were on the trip. So that tells you something when you can have an ongoing, 12-hour long conversation with somebody and not get bored with it. Anyhow, so we go do our shopping, and it was still kind of early in the day, so we decided we drove around the town a little bit, and then we meandered back to Tehachapi, and we stopped there. They were having a farmer's market. So by that time I was done. I mean, just walking around 99-cent store is like a full day of I don't know, Pilates for me or something. I was just exhausted. So I sat in the car and I crocheted on this baby blanket that I'm making. And he went and walked around and bought a little tri-tip sandwich and a half an artichoke that we split for dinner. And then we drove home. So anyhow, we're both sort of addicted to going to 99-cent stores in different towns because you never know what you're going to find. This time, this 99-cent looked a lot like the one that we've got here in town, so it was very similar merchandise. But anyway, I wanted to share with you what I picked up. So here we go. First of all, this is probably my favorite deal. I got 2 different kinds of L'Oreal conditioner. I mean, this is a huge, heavy thing of conditioner, and I love all of these L'Oreal conditioners. I've had a lot of good luck. Obviously, it was $3. This one is the Lactic AHA Total Repair Extreme Conditioner, which should probably leave my hair a little greasy if I'm not careful. But that's okay. And then this is the Nutrigloss High Shine Glyco Silk Conditioner. Daily Care. So, I'll probably use this one most of the time and the other one every once in a while, or just on my ends or something. So I was really thrilled to find this because we are now just about out of conditioner. I picked up some of these. Okay, so these little things here, I'm going to open it up and show you. These are like table scatter deals when you have a party. And it is flamingos, little pink flamingos, and these funky leaves. And I saw these things. They also had some flowers, which I didn't buy. I saw these things and I immediately thought of making cards. I thought these would be really neat embellishments on just an all occasion kind of card. And making cards is something it's up on my agenda because I don't tend to buy cards, I tend to make them, and I will make up a huge batch of different things and then use those for however long they last. Well, I'm about out of handmade cards. So this reminded me of summer. I thought these would be fun to have on hand for, the next few months. So anyway, I'm gonna make some cards. I also picked up some big red Gosh, I love cinnamon anything. I just love the flavor of cinnamon. And my son, and this migrated into my bag, but he picked up one of these chillin' red wine individual serving plastic glasses, and I thought that was kind of cute. This is a Cabernet Sauvignon from the Central Valley. So I don't know. I thought it was funny. I don't. As many of you know, I'm not much of a drinker. Like I will do gin and tonics with Abigail when we've got some time alone together, and that's always fun. And I normally film that, but Grant and I don't sit down to a cocktail or a glass of wine at dinner or any of that as a general rule. So I thought it was kind of funny to have this. Look, it's got this little zipper. Just pull the zipper. Crazy. Okay, and I got this now. Being a sucker for mermaidy things, I could not let this go. It's hard to tell, but in it, oh, there it is. It's blue and green and purple, all three colors, and the what do you call these? Think, Cheryl. Think. Sequins. The sequins are iridescent, as you can tell, and it changes to black, I think. Yeah, changes to black, and I'm addicted. I have given away some of these as gifts recently, and they're nice and lined on the inside, nicely made. They're not going to fall apart easily, and I thought, well, you know what, I'm going to keep some for myself, and it's ridiculously me. I just love it. And in addition to that, I picked up another one of these dustpan thingies. Gracie and I managed to break the one I've had forever, so we were using it broken for a while, which really irritated me, and then I decided to get rid of it and get a new one. Oops, sorry about that. Oh. I'm always wrapping stuff in tissue for one reason or another. My kid will ask me to wrap a present for him for one of the, women in his life, or I'm sending something to somebody. And I ran out of tissue, and so I picked up a couple sets of tissue. This is orange, pink, and red, but it's all very pinkish. The orange is pinkish and the red is pinkish. And then I picked up this to kind of go with it. So that makes a set. And then I bought the same sort of two sets, only in blue. So I needed to replenish my tissue supply. What else did I get? It's the last thing. Well, no, it's not the last thing. The last thing is something I'll have to just tell you about because it's not anywhere near here, and I don't want to leave like a big blank picture while I go find it. Anyway, I got two different kinds of Colgate toothpaste, and the reason is I didn't know which one was white. And the reason why the white one ended up being this cavity protection, I think. Yeah, the cavity protection is white. The reason I needed white is because I want to do this thing I saw where you mix toothpaste, sugar, and a little bit of lemon juice, and it has to be Colgate white toothpaste, supposedly, right? That's the legend, anyhow. And you mix it up into a thick paste, and then you put it on wherever it is you want to get rid of hair. And I'm going to test it on my arm because I can see that really well if it does eat off the hair. So anyway, I thought that would be kind of fun to do this little experiment. I'll have to tell you guys how it works. But it's all over. It's all over the YouTube. I've seen a bunch of the videos about this. So, and supposedly it works sorta. I'm not exactly sure what sorta really means, but I'm going to find that out. So is that everything? Oh yeah, and I'll tell you, the other thing I got was a cat toy. It's a plastic bin thing like this. It's got a scratching pad on the top, and it's hollow with little cutouts, and there's a mouse inside that's attached to the center, so the cats can play with the mouse and scratch the top, or just simply ignore it the way my cats do. So anyhow, so that was my day yesterday, and when we finally got home, I finally drove up around 10:45 or so. I was really pretty tired. Grant and I watched one episode of the Dr. Blake Mysteries, which is what we're working our way through now. And I went to bed, and I've pretty much been in bed since, you know, right before I started filming this. So, it really knocked me out. I can feel what feels like a stone bruise on the bottom of my foot, and I have been experimenting with this curcumin. Um, I was in paying my kids' storage bill the other day, and the gal behind the counter, who I've known for years, because we've had storages there. I've had storages there for years. Um, she, I was telling her I was in pain, and blah blah, all the stuff you guys have already heard. And she said, "Oh my gosh," she says, "you have to try this curcumin stuff." And I had heard this before, and I just disregarded it. But she was very convincing. She said, I felt that way. I've been feeling that way for months and months. And then I started taking this curcumin. She said that she took, it's 50 milligrams, I guess. She took, no, not 50, 500 milligrams. God, I can't see. Anyhow, 2 of these a day for a week, and then now she takes 1 of these a day. And the suggested dosage, I think, is 1 of these a day. Yeah, 1. So anyway, and she said after about a week, she noticed that she wasn't having inflammation as much. So I dabbled with this a little bit. I took it, I don't know, for 3 or 4 days and forgot, like I am. Took it for another 3 or 4 days and then totally forgot. And I have noticed, actually, that I do feel a little bit less inflammatory. For example, I haven't gotten a gout attack in quite a while, for what for me is quite a while. And so I'm going to continue taking this. I just took 2. I'm going to take 2 maybe tomorrow and 2 the next day, and then taper it off to 1, and actually try and be a good girl and finish this entire, oh my God, my husband drives so fast down this dirt road, I'm going to have to yell at him. Anyway, I'm going to try taking this for a while, and I will report back and let you know if I really feel like this is having an actual effect, or if it feels more coincidental, like other things are going on that might be causing the inflammation to go away. So that's 2 things I need to report back to you on. I'm watching my husband park the car out the window. He drives like freaking Andretti sometimes, and it makes me nervous. There's always some kind of animal in the road. If it's not one of the dogs, it's a rabbit or a snake or a frog or a quail. Some damn thing is in the road. I'm always afraid he's going to run him over. Anyway, now he's whistling. Oh, he's so sweet. What did I want to say now? I guess nothing. I guess that's it. I just wanted to talk to you guys and let you know what I did today and how I'm feeling, and that you are all on my mind. I hope you're having wonderful days and good weather and all of those things. I'm just heaping blessings upon your head. I hope you're all feeling great. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.